How can somebody keep only 10 fragrances for life, let alone designer fragrances? Well, there's this popular tag video running around called Keep Only 10 Fragrances for Life, and I was recently tagged by 2 people, and I'm going to tell you my 10 fragrances for life in the designer category coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Let's get right to this list. First of all, I want to thank 2 people that tagged me. Notes Punch, thank you for tagging me. Notes Punch is in California like me, whereas I'm in San Francisco. He's in Southern California, Los Angeles area. And then also Beauty Meow, she tagged me as well. Really lovely YouTuber. I think she does some beauty stuff too. But I got to meet her in Dallas for a little event we were invited to, but she tagged me as well, so thank you for tagging me. And again, so 10 fragrances for life in the designer category. This is kind of tough because I recently launched a video called Top 20 Designer Fragrances. Those are what I'm feeling currently, what I'm utilizing or wearing currently in my life or in my collection of fragrances currently. But if I had to do it over and do a video called Keep Only 10 Fragrances for Life in the designer, it would still be what I'm feeling currently, because these are what I'm feeling currently. But I wanted to add a little interesting variety in here, so it's not going to be the same list, unfortunately. And there's also going to be 1 or 2 fragrances were not mentioned in the video that I just did, the top 20 video. And I wanted to add a couple of honorable mentions, just if I can sneak in too. I'm hoping you'll let me do that. But I'll do the honorable mentions at the end this time. But let's get right to it. We'll start out with one that I was not on the top 20 list. It's from the house of Maison Margiela. This is by the Fireplace. So this is a delicious, smoky, gourmand, utilizing chestnut, roasted chestnut notes. It's definitely gourmand, but it has a smoky aspect to it, and it just makes it for a unique combo. It's almost like you're sitting at a fire roasting the chestnuts and candying them or sweetening them up, because this is actually sweet, so it's roasted and sweetened or candied chestnuts in the notes. Really, really delicious, and I find this to be one of the best in the Maison Margiela collection. I have a review for it, check it out. And this is also created by Marie Salomon, who we've spoken about recently for fragrances for Atelier des Ors. So this is by the Fireplace from Maison Margiela. Another fragrance that I would only keep 10 fragrances for life in the designer category is Costume National Homme. Now this was not on the list, the top 20 list, because I was making a list that was only around $100. That's why we didn't make this one didn't make on that list either. So the fragrances on that list were all under 100. This is 120. This is 130. So that's why they're on here. And I also didn't want to go too expensive, so these are all around 130 and under. But anyway, this is Costume National Homme, and this is created by Dominique Ropion. This is one of their best in the collection. It's for men, but I think women can wear this. It's actually cinnamon and cloves. It's warm, it's spicy, and a bit ambery as well. There's this like underlying tea and amber notes in there. It makes it really delicious. But it's actually more appropriate for colder seasons, I think, fall, winter, cold spring. And actually, I think you can pull it off pretty much any time of the year. Just in the summertime, control your sprays, because this can be a little cloying, it could get sweet. So this is Costume National Homme. Okay, next up, a fragrance that was featured on the list. This is Pure Havane, Mugler's Pure Havane. Now this one actually I'm not tired of from the Mugler collection. I still love it, I still use it. And it's a great, great release from this house. Still smells original to the way it was when I first picked it up back in 2013. This is a newer bottle, as you can see, there's hardly any juice missing. But a lovely tobacco honey combo, and sweet but not overly sweet, just a beautiful tobacco gourmand kind of a fragrance. I love honey in fragrances, and this is kind of like contrasted with the tobacco note, which makes it a little more, I guess, a little less cloying, because honey can get cloying. So this is Mugler's Pure Havane. That would be on the list for now, at this moment in time. So next, it's Armani's ADG Profumo. Is also one of the fragrances I would add to the list for the keep only 10 fragrances for life. And what I like about this is because it's aquatic, but not quite. I don't know, something about this is really, really gorgeous and slightly sexy, but you know, it's in a masculine way. And I mentioned in the video, the top 20 video, that this reminds me of the original ADG that I wore back in 1997. Currently, the EDT formulation is really watered down, but here it's much more bold, just the way I remember it. And I'll say it again, I had dismissed this one when it first came out because I was kind of tired of Armani's ADG. So I kind of dismissed it, but then I went back to it and I really, really loved it, and I remembered wearing it back in '97. So this would definitely be on the list of the Keep Only 10 Fragrances for Life designer list, and this is Armani's ADG Profumo. All right, so boozy fragrances are some of my favorite styles of fragrances, and I had to include this one, and this is Bentley For Men Intense. This was featured in the top 20 list, and this is a fragrance I would keep in my 10 fragrances for life, you know, list for designers, because I love this because it is very niche quality, and you know me, I'm all about the niche fragrances, and I like the fact that this kind of smells like Chambre Noire and Luban's Idole, but a unique combo of the two. It just really works beautifully. And this is created by Nathalie Lorson. I think I mentioned that the 3 fragrances I was talking about back to back on the last video were created by Nathalie Lorson. So this is Bentley For Men Intense. Absolutely love it, and I think if you don't know it, you probably should, because most people already know about it. But a great, great, great boozy, smoky, ambery fragrance. Speaking of Nathalie Lorson, I did include the other fragrance that is created by her, and I had to have a vetiver in this collection anyway. One vetiver, Encre Noire à l'extrême, and a beautiful interpretation or an update of the original Encre Noire, just more classy, more sexy, more luxurious smelling, and I had to have something class and luxurious in this collection. I guess I have a couple more, but this one is the dark, classy, smoky, woody fragrance in my collection, and this one definitely is one that I would add to this list, which obviously it's here. So this is Encre Noire à l'extrême. Speaking of boozy, back to boozy again, and this is Fahrenheit Le Parfum. Had to have this one in here. It's Dior, very classy designer fragrances launches, and I like this because it's vanillic, it's gourmand, it's cozy. If I only have 10 fragrances, I wanted to have something that's cozy in there as well, and this one does it. It is boozy, it's vanilla, it's violet, it's leather, it's a bit sexy but delicious. So Fahrenheit Le Parfum. Gotta have it in the list. So I gotta add this one in the collection. This one is Bleu de Chanel EDP. Now, this is the one I keep wearing every day when I go to the gym. I keep going to the gym and I keep wearing Bleu de Chanel, and the ladies are chasing me down the gym. They're going, "What are you wearing, sir? What are you wearing?" And I'm like, it's Chanel's Bleu de Chanel. Do you want to find out what it is all about? Here's my card, here's my channel, go check it out. I have some reviews about it. I had to include this one because if I only had 10 fragrances, I have to have one that's very easy to wear, and Chanel's Bleu de Chanel EDP is very easy to wear and also very cozy at the same time. And the coziness is perfectly needed for the gym, because I'm exhausted when I go to the gym, I'm working out and things like that. It just kind of relaxes me while I'm like getting energized. Although I probably should wear something more zingy and uplifting, but Chanel's Bleu de Chanel is perfect as far as the scent goes. So that is definitely one to keep in the designer list. A few more to go, kind of similar. So we had to have this one on the list. I love this one. It is Valentino Uomo Intense, and I love it so much more than the original. More intense, I mean, I guess it's a similar story with the Dior Homme Intense, and then Dior Homme Parfum. I just love the fact that what you have is a good starting point with Valentino Uomo, and then they release something more intense, which is actually made, improved upon. At least to me it is. And I love that about it. Everything is richer and more dense and more sexy, class all the way. I love this one. It's slightly bordering gourmand, but it's still very masculine. I guess this is also pretty unisex. I mean, it's masculine, but I think women can pull this one off. So this is Valentino Uomo Intense. Last but not least, and then I got the two honorable mentions at the end. Of course, this has to be on the list. This is the sexy beast right here, Dior Homme Parfum. Man, this is just gorgeous. It's everything I wanted in Dior Homme Intense delivered in Dior Homme Parfum. Although I keep hearing from a lot of people are writing to me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and telling me, it's been reformulated, it's been reformulated. I'm like, I don't notice any reformulations, but I guess, I don't know, I haven't noticed it. The juice kind of seems a little different. I thought the juice was a little darker, but I think it's pretty much the same. But if you know the different story, let me know. And then another person said, the one that I have was not from an authorized dealer. I guess when I did my unboxing and haul video, they said that my packaging made it look like it was not the original. I don't know what the story was. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, this seems right to me, and I love it, and I still love it. And it has to be on the Keep Only 10 Fragrances for Life list. This is the designer list, and this has to be on the list. This is Dior Homme Parfum. Have you tried this one, guys? If you haven't, you are missing out. If you like intense, sexy fragrances, do check it out. It's Dior Homme Parfum. So the two fragrances that I wanted to include, but I couldn't fit them in. And again, these were fragrances, some of these were on the top 20 list. These two I did not have on the top 20 list. But if I had to pick and choose, I wanted to have some variety, a little more variety. I wanted to include a classic, and lately out of the classics, I've been enjoying Van Cleef & Arpels Pour Homme, the very first fragrance they launched back in 1978. It's very, very classic. It's kind of like if you're a younger nose, you probably think this smells a little old, which it does, but I think it's still great. It's very green, it's rose, but it smells like a pine forest with roses and things like that. Truly gorgeous. It still smells awesome. Like even after so many years, it wears pretty decently, about 6 hours long lasting as far as performance goes. It's beautiful. You got to check it out. You can find it for like $20 for this 100ml bottle. So I wanted to mention that one, but I know I couldn't fit it on the list. Last but not least, I found a flanker to a classic. These two are classics, although this is a flanker to a classic. It's Azzaro Pour Homme's EDP or Intense version that came out in 2015. This is it right here. Man, where have I been with this fragrance? This is absolutely delicious. It is amazing. It is like the original Azzaro Pour Homme, amplified, intensified, boozified, because this is deliciously boozy. It doesn't smell old like the original, even though I love the original, don't get me wrong, I just recently did a video for it, but this, freaking awesome. I will be talking about this going forward. It's gonna make it on my list as well. I mean, it's a late discovery 3 years later, but man, it's delicious. So it's Azzaro Pour Homme Intense. This is in the EDP concentration, and absolutely lovely. If you like boozy fragrances, you gotta check this one out. So anyway, that's my list with 2 extra ones. Sorry, I had to add those in there, but if I wanted to have fragrances for live, I had to have a little more variety. But anyway, I'm tagging 4 people. So I'm tagging Breezy Fragrance. She is a local San Francisco Bay Area YouTuber. Just started doing fragrance reviews, and I've met her recently. We went to the Frederick Mall event here at Barney's, and I invited her for that, and so I'm tagging her. I'm also tagging Rise Frags. Hey, it's Ryan. Ryan's a cool guy. I know him on Facebook, and he's got a great channel, so I wanted to tag him as well. And then also Lanier Smith. Haven't heard from him for a while. He used to live in San Francisco, but he's moved away, so I'm tagging him. He's up in Washington State. Also, I wanted to tag Coach Rob 619. He is from California in San Diego area. So guys, I'm tagging you, so please do this. And then when you're done with your videos, please mention who tagged you. And then of course, find a few additional people to tag as well. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on these fragrances for life, 10 fragrances for life in the designer category. Did you like the fragrances I selected? Did you hate them? Would you have picked something else? Do you have these? Do you not have them and you want them? Let me know. Put some comments down. Let's get a conversation started. Also, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.